Good afternoon, everybody. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager for Miter McLean, and I'm here today to guide you through your 21-minute HIIT circuit. We're going to do 45 seconds of work with 20 seconds of rest, which I recognize is a little over 21 minutes, but we're working for less than 21 minutes, so let's focus on that. We're going to start off with a nice gentle warm-up, then we'll demo the exercises, everyone can do them together, and then we'll have a nice cool down at the end. I recommend at least having a set of medium weights for yourself today. If you have some heavy weights or at least one heavier weight that you might be able to work with, cool. If you don't have any weights, also awesome. You can still find some great isometric contraction in those arms and whatnot for where we'll be using them. Okay, so make sure you have some water. Feel free to put on some high energy music to keep you going. I will vicariously live through that music with you because boy do I miss it. And we're gonna get started in 4 minutes at 12:15. Hi, Uncle Buddy. Just hang out with you for a minute. Hi. Hey, my favorite doggy. Gently wrap you up a little Barbarito buddy. How's that? Is that nice? What'd you get on the blanket here? Oh, that's from when they repaved outside. It's okay. I forgive you. I forgive you, little man. Yes, I do. I like to use this timer so that I don't go over class time, but the bird loves to do impressions of noises, sounds on the most part. Lots of cell phone sounds. She used to live in my dad's office lobby area back in the day when, oh my gosh, people had that like, what's up, where you at, click, click, oh my gosh. So she makes all these horrible sounds, and recently she's been making this terrible beeping and I couldn't figure out what it was, and it's 100% the timer that I use for class, both to set the time for class and then when class ends. Anyone knows of any fun sounding timers? Let me know. I would love for the bird to make some noises that didn't drive me absolutely insane. All right, we're gonna get started in 1 minute. 1 minute. Bring those medium, heavy weights. Always good to have options if you have weights. If not, totally okay. Driving up the bird. Driving up the birdie. Okay? Okay, here's some nuts. think it's that magical time. It's 12:15, so let's go ahead and get started today, you guys. We're just gonna start off with those feet planted and just start to swing your arms a little side to side. While you're swinging those arms, start to just clear your mind, focusing on your breath, getting some engagement of that abdominal core, belly button back towards your spine. Just make sure you're breathing. Let's go for 10 more arm swings. 9, 8, work to draw those pinkies back behind you, starting to find that squeeze of your shoulders for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring it up overhead and go backwards first. Do one arm at a time. Feel free to go at whatever pace you want. I'm going to go a little bit slower, find a little extra bit of reach behind me. I don't know about you guys, but my back has been tired. It is week 2 of our Way to Go challenge. So the challenge has been to find 30 minutes of activity 5 days a week. So I've been making some extra time to work out outside of our group workouts. All right, let's switch the direction of those shoulder circles. If bringing those arms up overhead is not honoring you today, you can feel free to keep those arms down by your side and just focus on finding some movement, making some shapes, having some fun for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go ahead and give ourselves some nice little hamstring curls. I want you to think about pointing that knee down towards the floor and kicking your heel towards your glute. But how much can you stretch your toes towards the wall behind you to find a little bit more engagement in your bum than you would if you just were trying to kick your own butt right here. So really working to stretch that heel behind you, bring that knee back a little bit. Feel free to use those arms to counterbalance. 2 more each side. 1. Awesome. We got a little warm up going in our legs. So next up, we're going to go for a lunge with rotation. You know what? I'm going to go for a back lunge because I find it a little bit easier. But if you want to go for a forward lunge, you do that. We're going to step that right leg back. Bring your hands in front of you. Twist to the side. Keep your hands right there if you can. Starting to bring a little bit more stress into those shoulders. Make sure that your stomach is sucked in. Find that grounding in your feet. So the ball of the back foot is down on the floor, but you've got a lot of weight in your front heel. Let's do 3 more each side. 3. Just finding the rotation that works for your body today. Might be a lot, might be a little. 2. Make sure your stomach is still sucked in. Core is contracted. Last one each side. Yay! All right, next up we're going to go for a delightful inchworm. So sucking that stomach in, we're just going to hinge forward. You can take a slight bend in your knees if you need to, if you can leave those legs straight. Awesome, walk your hands, palms out, come into a plank, lower those hips gently, not pubic mound down towards the mat, just into that beautiful, perfect plank. Start thinking about the idea when you come into your plank of stacking those heels right on top of your hips, of your toes. If you can come into a plank and stack your heels on top of your hips, please send me a video of that. I'd love to see it. All right, let's go for 4 more, and then we're gonna stay down here in this plank position and do some alternating toe taps. Make sure that stomach is still sucked in because we're hinged forward, so we want to protect that back. Last 2. Final 1. Stay out there in the plank. We're just going to find a little bit more reach from right here. So sending your hips up towards the ceiling, reach towards your opposite knee or ankle. We just got 5 on each side from right here. 5. Really pressing your hands, palms into the floor, not just the pads of those fingers. 4. Just keep doing the best that you can with the body you have today. As you come forward into that plank, find length through your head, shoulders away from ears. Last 2 on each side. Then we're going to drop those knees down towards the mat. So know that a break is coming up. Final one. Can you find a little extra reach this time? Good job. And then go ahead, relax those knees down towards the mat. Walk your hands in right underneath of your shoulders. And find any sort of shimmy shake, any sort of rounding, coming back into your breath. Coming back into your breath, taking this moment to really honor what stretches your body needs. Oh, yes. All right, just about 10 more seconds right here in your personal pet pal. Find all those ranges of motion that you can today. And let's warm up those obliques or those abs one last time with a little bit of bird dog and crunch. We're only going to do 3 crunches on each side. Keep your right knee, left hand down on the floor. I'm going to turn slightly. Make sure I have some space. Extend your left leg behind you, right hand in front of you. Start off by just finding some length. Shoulders away from ear. The hand that's on the floor is really grounded. Make some circles with your ankle and wrist in one direction. In the other direction, come back to your length and let's crunch 3 times. Elbow to knee and hold, exhale. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. One more. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Find that reach. Pull those shoulders away from your ears. Press your hands, palms into the floor. Length through the crown of your head. And then go ahead, release that. Right hand down, left knee down. Extend through your right toes. Left hand, eyes just facing down to the floor in front of you. No extra wrinkles in your neck. First, really reach, find that length and stretch. Make sure your shoulder is not your earring as you make some circles with your ankle and wrist in one direction. And then the other direction. Find your length again. 3 crunches. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Last one. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Nice work. Go ahead, tuck those toes under. Send your hips up towards the ceiling. Walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands and come on up to a standing position. When you get here, either coming into a lateral side to side step tap, or if you're already ready for a little more cardio, come on into a boxer shuffle. They're doing some construction in the apartment below me. I apologize if things get loud today. Okay, 45 seconds of work, 20 delightful seconds of rest between each round. I'm going to show you what all 7 of the moves are, and then we'll do them together. So keep this motion going. We'll get through everything really fast. Option number 1 is a knee drive twist. So your options are either bringing your hands up to shoulder height. You're just going to alternate twisting, seeing how close you can get your elbow to the outside of the knee. This is a lower intensity option. If you want to do something a little higher intensity, you can go for some alternating mountain climbers, jumping. I will not be doing those, but you feel free to mountain climb up that wall if you want to. Next, we're going to grab our weights. Find which weight's best for you. We're going to do a Romanian deadlift renegade row. So both feet are planted on the floor. You can take a slight bend of your knees. You're going to want to find that flat back on the way down. If you find some rounding, go for lighter weights or even no weights at all and just really work on finding that length. So we're going to come on down to that nice flat back Romanian deadlift, lift ourselves up, and then one arm at a time and the other we row. Romanian, row, row. For those rows, really focusing on drawing that elbow back and squeezing your shoulder blade scapula together. You might need to switch to a lighter weight. For our 3rd move of the day, we're going to come down towards the floor for a glute bridge with the chest fly. If you want to, you can lift up. Keep a teeny little bit of a bend in your elbow, part of each chair, as you open yourself out nice and wide and come back in. If you need a quick little break, you can always release down in your glute bridge. However, if you want to challenge your glutes a little bit more the whole time, I'll probably turn in the opposite direction. Then you can keep those hips up and really work to drive that squeeze of your glutes and pubic mound to the ceiling. Next up, plank with hip dips. Your choice if you want to do your plank with hip dips. Straight arms, with your forearms down on the ground. If you need to, you can even be on your knees. I'll demo on the knees for you guys right now. Just working to shift those hips right and left. This one can be a little bit easier with your forearms down on the mat. Just to find that nice little twist, whether you be on your knees or toes. Remember, we've got 45 seconds. So if you need to take a quick little break, consider taking the modification first, then take a quick little break and jump back in. Work as hard as you can for those 45 seconds, because we've just got like a 7-minute circuit, and then you'll get a break. Okay, last 3 moves to show you guys. Next, we've got a butterfly crunch with a lat pullover. So grabbing your heavier weight, let's start down on the floor. With your arms up overhead. Try to keep those biceps by your ears as you lift yourself up. You might even need to press the outsides of your feet into the floor and then tap down in front of you. If you find that you don't have the abdominal strength to do this with your feet in butterfly, then go ahead, just bend your knees and place a little bit more pressure of your feet into the floor and use a teeny little bit of the swing of the weight to help you just get in touch with your abs. Okay, next up, we'll stand up for a squat with an alternating front kick. Let's go for a narrow squat today. You can have your hands at your waist for a little extra balance or at your chest. You're just gonna squat and kick forward as high as feels comfortable for you. For that squat, just making sure you keep the weight in your heels so that your hips drive back behind you instead of in your toes so that your knees come forward. And remember, if that's hard for you, feel free to use a chair. Even if you actually sit down, lift up and kick, find that form first. Our last move of the day is also standing. Bring your legs out nice and wide. Arms either in a T or a Y, pulling that belly in. We're gonna hinge forward, reach the opposite hand towards the ceiling, and just touch down towards your alternate toe. If you can't reach all the way down towards your toe, just reaching towards the knee. But remember, the more that you reduce the space between lower ribs and hips, the more you're working those abs. What a delightful break you guys just had. Okay, so we're gonna get started with those knee drives and twists, or your standing mountain climber in 3, 2, 1, begin. So really think about finding that rotation in your core, especially as you exhale a little bit deeper into the twist. If you're not able to bring your knee to drive up as high as I can, that's okay. Even if you're starting right here, maybe with your knees a little bit lower, you might be able to go a slightly faster pace. Really work to keep those elbows in line with your shoulders, getting a nice little twist in that upper back as well. Make sure you're still breathing. Pull that belly in tight, and if you're getting that knee drive high, work to bring your elbow towards the outside of your knee. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Next up, we have that Romanian deadlift into a renegade row. So one arm at a time. 10 seconds till we get started. Roll those shoulders down and back. Take a slight bend in your knees, pull your belly in, hinge forward, nice flat back. With your knuckles towards your thighs to begin, hinge forward, feel that stretch in your lower half. Lift yourself up to halfway, and then one arm, really squeeze, draw that elbow back. Belly in tight the whole time because we're hinged forward the whole time. And notice that you're rotating the direction that you have your weight. So your knuckles are towards your thighs for your row. For your Romanian deadlift, and then they turn towards each other for the row. Still work to keep those shoulders away from your ears, finding length through the crown of your head, and a nice neutral chin towards your chest. No tucking of the chin, which would increase the rounding of your back. 3, 2, 1. Awesome, hit the floor. Next up, we've got those glute bridges with chest fly. Get yourself set up, and then you can take some breaths from down there. We start in just about 5 seconds. Open those feet as wide as you want to. Begin, send those hips up, weights just above the chest, open nice and wide. If you can, get the back of those knuckles to touch the floor. Awesome. If you're keeping those hips up, every time those knuckles come close, I want you to focus on squeezing your glutes and keeping that height. Even if you don't have any weight in your hands, you can really focus on squeezing your chest to make this action happen. Even if you have a weight that you think is too light, if you have a weight that's too heavy, it can't quite help you besides encouraging you to put that down. Keep breathing, keep going, you guys. Equally grounding those feet into the floor, heel, big toe, and pinky. Take a break. Yay, what's next? Planks with hip dips. So rolling over. Start off wherever you need to, but I encourage you to try the hardest thing. Maybe today's the day you surprise yourself, even if you just do one. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So remember, we have that goal of keeping our heels on top of our toes. Eyes forward. Just keep breathing. Moving at whatever pace works for you. If you open your feet a little bit wider, you might find it creates a little bit more of a stable base, as well as holding your opposite hand can create a little bit more of a stable base. Slightly more challenging is having those forearms flat on the mat with your palms down. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh my. All right, turn back over onto your bum. Go ahead and bring a weight with you. You're gonna hold onto the weight from one end, so you have a floppy end, a little something to control. Use those abs a little bit more. Let's start all the way back with those arms up overhead. And begin. Pull your belly in. You're really working to find the motion with your abs. On your way down, make sure you're still contracting your core and slowly lowering down, especially if you find that you're having trouble lifting yourself up. Focus so much on this one vertebrae at a time, coming down on the mat behind you. Still breathing. How much can you keep those biceps by your ears on your way up? Take a break. You'll find out next time. What's next? We've got our squat with alternating front kicks. So come on up to your feet. Last 2 moves in round 1. Make some space for yourself. Careful your weights. Breathe it out. Less than 2 minutes of work till water starts right now. So weight in your heels, squat down, forward kick, alternating forward kick. It's okay if that chest comes a little closer towards the knees, it's normal. But remember, if you're having trouble keeping that weight in your heel, come towards a chair if you've got one, sit your butt in the chair, lift yourself up, kick forward. If you want to work even harder, you can think about lifting up in a single leg squat, or coming down into single leg squat. You know what? I'm not going to do either of those today. Y'all, I'm tired. But you know what? I'm here, and I'm doing my best, and I hope that you are as well. Just a reminder that every day is different. Take a break, and you can only do the best that you can with the body that you have today. You showed up, that's half the battle. All right, one more stretch of our chest, one more working of those abs. Stretch your arms out to the side. Ground those feet into the floor, pull your belly in, and begin. Alternate tapping your opposite foot. Maybe you can even tap outside that opposite foot. Once you've found the movement, work on your speed for this last one. Make sure that belly is still pulled in tight though. So many forward hinges. Nice work. Equally grounding those feet into the floor. Make sure those big toes stay down as well. Just about 10 seconds left. Finishing with something that hopefully feels good for you, so we can forget about the other 6 minutes of work that we did. And now we get to do 2 more times. Take a break. Yay! All right, let's take about 2 minutes to ourselves. Find some water. Try not to completely stop moving. Nice. One more minute to just relax, clear your mind. You've already done all these exercises once. You know what's coming up. How can you push yourself a little bit harder this time? I know that some of these moves are challenging, and your personal challenge is that when they start to feel hard, what do? Please don't just stop. Don't just, nope, that's it, I'm done, this is hard. If you have not already figured out a modification, please reach out to me, reach out to Will, he's in the chat right now, if you're watching this live, to help you out. We got you. We can even do a fitness assessment. Remember, we're still here to write you guys your free personalized training programs if you're interested. Set up a Zoom one-on-one, whatever we can do to truly help you meet whatever health, fitness goals that you have. Which, you know, working from home, they might be a little bit different. Maybe you just don't have the equipment that you're used to. Maybe you're missing your favorite class at a specific studio. Let us figure out how we can help you make whatever work from home. Okay, that was some good chatting. Let's come on back to round two. Round two, this is our halfway round. Only one more to go after this. All right, so starting off again with those knee drives and twists, or high knee drive. You can still add a little bit of a twist as you reach through those arms, like a mountain climber. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Use that exhale, find that twist. How much can you draw your elbow behind you? Allow your head to go along for the ride. Nice work. Belly tight. Try to stay light on those toes, especially if you're going for the same knee drive twist that I'm doing. Controlling that foot on the way down. Still doing some work. Find that twist. Keep using your breath. Almost there. Yay! All right, 20 seconds to yourself. Oh my. All right, what's coming up next? We have the Romanian deadlift to renegade row. Find some space for yourself. Open your feet. Plant them on the floor. Hinge forward, flat back. Bend at the knees is okay. Hinge forward again. So keeping that back flat. Nice little angle. Squeeze, squeeze. Use that exhale. Pull those shoulders away from your ears. Your shoulders are seated down and back in your spine, and your back. Nice work, you guys. Just about 10 seconds left. Keep grounding those feet into the floor. Keep that flat back. You got it. You can always drop your weights if you're feeling tired and rounding. You made it. You made it. Hit the floor again. Coming into our glute bridge with chest fly. We start in 10 seconds. So lay down, set yourself up, take your breaths from down there. Don't miss the movement. Oh. Ground those feet into the floor. Maybe going for a different kind of glute bridge. This time I've got my toes towards each other, kind of like a pizza wedge. With my heels towards the outside. A little bit of a squeeze of my knees. Control on the way down. Really just working to find that tension in your chest. Even if you didn't have any weights. I could probably be using some heavier weights myself, so I'm really just focusing on that squeeze. Like this strength that you would have to imagine if you were lifting up 100 pounds. How would you have to engage your upper body if you thought that you were about to lift that heavy of a weight? Enjoy the delightful surprise. Take a break. Then hopefully you probably were not lifting 100 pounds right now. Coming up next, that plank with hip dips. If you can be on your toes, be on your toes. If you need to drop to your knees, try and come back to your toes. 3, 2, 1. Find one spot, focus your eyes, maybe even counting your breath, singing a song to yourself. This is where working out to music can be so instrumental. Music, instrumental. So funny. More than halfway right now. Try to keep those wrinkles out of your neck. If you're on your knees, you're at your last 10 seconds right now. Can you push yourself for them? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Oh, planks make me sweaty. All right. Next up, either with those knees bent, lat pull over with the weights, or butterfly. Getting a little stretch of those hips. Go ahead, lay down. You're welcome. Bring that weight behind you. Biceps start by your ears and go. You're fighting the motion by squeezing your abs. Try not to have those arms lead. If you have to, that's fine if you have to. Try at least one time without it. And if the problem is that you just don't have enough grounding of your feet from this butterfly, go ahead, bend those knees. Remember, having the soles of your feet on the floor here, it's going to make it a little bit easier for you to lift yourself up, and you can still enjoy that delightfully controlled lower. Yay! I think we get to come to our feet. We do. Coming to our feet for our squat with an alternating front kick. Oh my God, you'd think I never got up off the floor before. We start in 3, 2, weight in your heels, here we go. Try to find a count that you can stick to. 1, 2, 1, 2. Maybe yours is a little bit slower. Maybe yours is a little bit faster. Focus on sending those hips back behind you. Keep that engagement of your core. It's going to help with that balance too, keeping that stomach sucked in. Send those hips back. 5 seconds left. Push yourself right here at the end, maybe a little bit faster if you can. You made it. Last move of round 2 is those alternating toe touches. Open those legs as wide as feels good for you. Stretch those arms out to the side, opening up your chest. Make sure you're not overarching your back, so a slight tuck of your pelvis. Shoulders rounded down away from ears, begin. Nice reach up to the sky with your alternating hand. Seeing if you could even reach towards the outside of your feet. A little extra into those obliques. And remember, it's okay if you need to just work to tap down towards your knee. Starting somewhere. And today we're starting right here. Yay! Nice work, you guys. Just over 10 seconds to go. Use that exhale as you tap down. 5, 4, 3, don't stop. 1. Now you can stop. All right, take those 2 minutes to yourself. Keep a little motion going. Great news. We have one more set to go, you guys. One more set. Who thought they might not make it today? Me. I thought I might not make it through. But you know what? Once I get moving, I feel so much better, and I hope that you feel the same way. Fred, don't listen to that sound at all. Don't make that impression, please. Ooh, that'd be some beeps. Okay. 1 more minute. Do you guys see my beautiful working air conditioner? Let's just take a moment to appreciate it. Oh, I'm so thankful. So thankful for handy friends who can help. because it's going to be a scorcher this weekend. Sure is. All right, just about 30 more seconds. Find any sort of shake or wiggle that feels good for you. Like we're starting off fresh. Great news. We're starting today with knee drive twist. You'd think on the third round through I would remember, but you would be wrong. Okay. It's time to begin again for our last time, and you're going to push yourself just as hard or harder than you did in the beginning. And even if you plan on coming to Will's 4:30 p.m. class, bring it right now. No excuses. You are doing your best, and your best is always good enough no matter what it looks like today. Am I right? I'm right. And you're worth it. Knee drive twist in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Thank yourself right now. You made this time. You've made it through 2 rounds. You're going to make it through this 3rd round just fine. And then you can come back tomorrow. And if you don't make it through this 3rd round just fine, I'm sorry. And also consider coming back to this workout again. Maybe in a week or 2. Just continuing to challenge yourself. The more that you push yourself, the more you find that challenge, the more you're going to see a change. But you got to find the challenge. You can't just do the easiest thing. So maybe you're taking the intensity out, but you drove that knee up so high. Oh my gosh, my abs. Okay, next up we've got that Romanian deadlift into a renegade row. Once again, plant those feet into the floor. Feel free to take that slight bend in your knees, pull that belly in, start to hinge forward, shoulders pulled away from ears, flat back. All right, here we go. Row, row, row. Oh. Can you the entire time focus on keeping that chest open and your shoulder blades squeezed towards each other? And I know it might make your back a little bit more tired than usual. Work to keep that chin gently lifted away from your chest. If you find you're having a lot of rounding, take a little bit more of a bend in your knees. And drop your weight. Focus on that form first. Shoulders away from ears, stomach sucked in, back engaged. Oh my gosh, we made it. Oh, what's next? Glute bridges with the chest fly. I'm gonna use my heavier weights this time. Because you know, you can always switch to something lighter. Go ahead, lay yourself down. I'm gonna bring my heels a little bit further away. I'm gonna focus on a hamstring glute bridge this time. Still nice and slow. Down and up, focus on that squeeze of your chest. If you're wearing a bra, it's where the fabric meets the strap. And if you're not wearing a bra, maybe you've seen one. It's kind of that area right by your armpit. Squeeze. Stomach tight. Remember, you can always, as your hands come up over your head, release your glutes down for a second and lift yourself back up before you come into that fly. You're almost there though. Keep squeezing. Working nice and slow both directions. You made it. It's time for the last of our planks for today, you guys. The last of the planks. Roll on over. Final set of planks with hip dips. Make up your mind right now. 3, 2, we're in it to win it. If you need to take a break, can you take a moment and just hang out in your plank before you drop those knees to the floor? Keep your eye gaze slightly forward towards your knuckles. You are more than 1/3 of the way through. Got it. Keep breathing. 2/3 of the way through. You are amazing, and you can do it for the last not even 10 seconds. Or jump back in for 3, 2, 1. Yes. Roll over onto your butts. Bring your weight one more time. Got some sort of a crunch with that overhead lat pullover. Lay yourself down. Holding on to the bottom of the weight, so there's a little bit of instability, and that's also what can help you really drive that lift up. Belly pulled in tight. One vertebrae at a time coming up off the mat. Really use your breath and your exhale, squeezing your abs to lift yourself up. Yep, so this one is a great one to do slow to make sure that you're in control. I'll tell you what, I got air conditioning. Take a break. It's not helping me right now. Squat with your alternating leg kicks. So make some space. Come back up to your feet. We start in 3, 2, 1. Squat. Kick it out. Find that extra reach behind you. So first you might feel some engagement in your glutes, and as you go a little bit lower, feeling it in your thighs. Or maybe the opposite. I mean, everyone's body's different. Hopefully you feel a little something in those legs, sending those hips behind you, using your chair or your couch if you need to, and kicking as high as feels comfortable for you today. Little instability and balance. Make sure you're getting that foot back down, planted carefully. 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, last move. Last move. Separate those feet as wide as you want to. Back to your breath right now. Pull your belly in nice and tight. Open your arms out to the side. Engage your back, engage your belly. And begin. If you can find some extra reach this time. Last move of the day. Exhale as you come down. Get a little bit deeper into those obliques. Nice stretch happening on the back of your legs as well. I'm sure you found that if you can't have those legs super straight, you can always go for a little bit of a lunge. And I'm sorry, I didn't say that earlier. But that's what Will's in the chat for, in case you needed him. Yay! You made it. Oh my gosh, you guys, let's stand right here for a sec. Just come right back into those alternating shoulder rolls. Oh, so good. Go ahead, change direction of those shoulder rolls. Nice work. Take a deep inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, we're just going to hinge forward all the way down towards the floor. Bring your hands just underneath of your chest and start to bring the weight a little bit more forward into your toes. So instead of your hips stretching back towards the wall, you might even want to walk your hands forward a little bit more to do the best that you can to imagine your hips stacked on top of your knees. Awesome. Keep your left hand down to the floor. Once more, stretch that right arm up towards the ceiling. Keep that weight forward towards your toes. If you need to take a slight bend in your knees, that's okay. But if you can, spiral those inner thighs towards the back of the room and switch. Right hand down, send your left arm up towards the ceiling. Nice work. Bring your hands back down to the floor. Take a generous bend of your knees. We're just going to bend and straighten. 5 more. Bend, weight in your heels, lift. So you can have as much weight in your hands or in the pads of your fingers as you need to if your hand palms can't come all the way to the floor. 2 more, and then we're going to stay in some sort of a squat. Last one, stay right down here. Transfer a little more weight into your heels. Bring your hands to your thighs for a little malasana. Send those hips back gently. Not too much weight in your toes. Right shoulder forward, left shoulder draws back. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, switch. Left shoulder forward, right shoulder draws back. You can even find a little stretch through those elbows, a little turning and twisting of the neck. And then change, come on down into cow. So squeezing those shoulder blades together, chest towards the floor, change your breath, switch into cat. Change your breath, switch into cow, cat, cow, cat, cow. And go ahead, roll yourself all the way up. Heel toe those feet a little closer in towards each other. Take a deep inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Grab hold of your opposite thumb. Relax and release your shoulders away from your ears. A gentle squeeze of your glutes, hips come forward. Find some length from your waist and just move your body right, stretch through your fingers, nice and slow with your breath. Back to center and left. Still just working to find some space of shoulders away from your ears. 2 more times each side to the right. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Try to keep that chest open. Last time, right, center, left, center. Stretch up through your hands, palms, and relax and release your arms down. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Stretch those knuckles down towards the floor. You can tuck your chin towards your chest. Really work to squeeze those shoulder blades together once more. And change. Go ahead, interlace those fingers in front of you. Press the inside of your palms forward. Once more, find that rounding just like cat in your back, chin tucked towards your chest. On your inhale, stretch those arms up towards the ceiling. And on your exhale, relax and release your arms down by your side. Okay, let's get a little stretch of our legs. We have some time. So go ahead, bring the weight into your left leg and bend your right knee. Working to get your 2 knees in one line if you can. Try to get your 2 hips in one line, 2 shoulders in one line. You can have your hand on your waist or stretch out to the side for some balance. Can you even start to bring that right knee behind you a little bit more engagement and stretch on the front of your thigh and your quad. Gently release, go ahead and cross that right leg towards the front. Shift the weight back into your heel, come on down into a nice figure 4 hip opener. Keep breathing, relax those shoulders away from your ears. Stretch that right knee down to the floor for 3, 2, 1. Lift yourself up, carefully uncross, switch the weight into your right leg, bend your left knee. Feel free to grab onto a wall if you need to, hand on your hip, hand stretched out towards the side. Start by squeezing your glutes, pressing your hips forward, finding some engagement in your right thigh, grounding of your right foot, and then work to bring your 2 knees in one line, maybe even starting to stretch that left knee towards the back of the room a little bit more, whoop, of a stretch on the front of the thigh. The more that you focus your eyes, contract your core, and use your breath, the easier it is to balance right here. And change, relax and release. Bring that left leg forward, cross it over your right thigh, sit your hips back down towards your heel. Really stretch your glutes towards the back of the room. Don't let that knee come too far forward towards your toe, not too much weight in your toes. Just 3 more breaths right here. 2, 1. Slowly, gently relax, release that left foot to the floor. Once more, inhale those arms up overhead. Stretch through your fingers, reach up. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Last one, inhale those arms up overhead, reach. Then exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Yay! We made it, you guys. I hope that you feel as proud of yourself as I I do of you and myself for making it through today's workout. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, please let us know. Look forward to seeing you all again soon. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.